Welcome back to another episode of PC 419. MSI have sent us the Trident all-in-one small form factor desktop with the i5 9400 and the RTX Ventus 2060. It's been an absolutely fantastic machine. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now and I'm really enjoying what MSI have done in a small form factor ITX case. A lot of R&D has gone to this for MSI. They've made it upgradable for you guys for the future as well. I've got to admit, I've had it for a few weeks now and I've been using it for a long time. And I've got to say, the performance out of this little rig, what you can buy, is absolutely fantastic so far. We'll go into those details later on with the benchmarkings and what my final thoughts on it. And I've got to say, they've done really, really well putting small form factor machines into performance machines here. It's been an absolute beast of a little machine here, so looking for an ITX build, ready to go, MSI have got you covered. There is a Trident X series as well with the i9 and i7s with the 2070 and 2080 RTX graphics cards in here. Let's have a look at it, go into the specs, go into some of the B-roll, and also have a look at the benchmarks of what the Trident can actually do. So the system specs of the Trident A is Windows 10 Home for the operating system. For the CPU, they're using the 9th gen i5 9400. For the chipset, they're using the B360 motherboard. Now, for memory, it has a capacity of up to 32 gig, but in this system here, they're using two 8 gig DIMMs running at 2666 megahertz. So for storage now, they've got two M.2 slots. One's been populated with a 256 gig NVMe, and then you've got the empty slot at the back. And then I've got two slots for two 2.5-inch drive, which one of the drives has been used with a 1 terabyte WD Black. Going to the graphics card, so MSI have the RTX 2060 6 gig Ventus graphics card on here, but allowing you to upgrade to a full-size desktop graphics card as well. And on the front panel, we've got USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type C, has two USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A's, and one mic in and headphone out. And on the rear panel, they've got one DVI-D, one DisplayPort out, 1.2, one PS2 port combo, two USB 2.0, one RJ45, two USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A, and two USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type A. For the PSU, they're using the modular 450 watt 80 plus bronze by FSP. For the wireless LAN, they're using the dual wireless AC 9462 with internal wireless antennas and Bluetooth 5. So the Trident A has got a few options here to give you easy upgradability in regarding to obviously doing a quick swap out from your GPU going from the Ventus 2060 to another full-size graphics card. Also the M.2 slot at the back of the motherboard, including the M.2 slot at the front of the motherboard. Two 2.5-inch drives and your RAM as well, going from 16 gig to 32 gig. So I did run the stress test on 8064 a couple of times now, but in the last one I did, obviously it was running for just a little while, and maximum temperatures were reached as 75 degrees with an idle temperature of 45 degrees. So running the old drivers from NVIDIA, Firestrike Ultra got 3,945. Now running the new drivers from NVIDIA, we scored a 4,403. So now we have in front of us TimeSpy Extreme. As you can see, with running the old NVIDIA drivers, we scored 2,970 points. And now with the latest NVIDIA drivers, we've hit 3,293 points. And of course, since we are using a RTX card with ray tracing, we had to use port roll as one of the benchmarks, and that scored 4,182 points with the RTX 2060. And our last benchmark is Superposition Benchmark, which scored a 4,523 points. And now, of course, for some gaming. So we've got CSGO here running, and you can see here the GPU is running at 44 degrees at 71% load, CPU is running at 69, and of course we've got 248 FPS. And now one of my favorite games to benchmark, look at the GPU, is running at 45 degrees at 72% load, CPU is running at 68 degrees and an average of 138 FPS plus. Now Gears 5 just being released, I had to do this benchmark obviously, but the GPU is running at 51 degrees at 93% load, the CPU is running at 69 degrees, and we're getting an average of 131 FPS. And now we have PUBG here, and I am playing in first person shooter, and the GPU is at 52 degrees at running at 94% load, CPU is running at 70 degrees, and we're getting about 108 to 110 FPS. Now I know what you guys are thinking, this is an old game running on an RTX 2060, but I do play WoW, and I've actually tried 2060 myself on this, and I've got to be, I'm really impressed, obviously as everyone should be. The GPU is only running at 36 degrees at 39% load, CPU is running around 63 degrees, and we're getting about 442 FPS, which does sound right for a game that was made in 2004. So what are you guys' thoughts on the Trident, seeing those benchmarks and the actual specs itself? Is it suited for you? Is it something that you would need in your study or your studio in a small form factor machine? Is it a LAN machine for you guys? I think personally, if I had all those three where I was a small studio, a small study, and I was landing all the time or going overseas and needed a full-size desktop, the Trident series is an absolute beast of a machine to actually be running with. And obviously it gives you that flexibility as well that MSI have given you, so able to upgrade your graphics card, upgrade your motherboard to a later spec, or even higher end. So MSI have really got you covered here in regard to this. And me personally been using for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I really can say that I can trust MSI's Trident series, not just so much that I can buy a ready-made machine, I can probably build one for the same price or maybe a bit less. But what MSI have done in regard to the case is really what you want in regard to small form factor, taking it out of the case, actually using it, in a studio environment or even just a home theater as well. MSI have actually really did well here. So the price here on these are actually starting at about $2,200 Australian, which gives the base specs which we've given you already. I think personally for that price, for what you've paid for what MSI have really done, I think MSI have done really well on there, prospectively to do what you really want and actually upgrade ability in the future. But guys, you let me know what you think in the comments, and what MSI is going to be bringing out hopefully in 2020 in their new series lineup, because obviously Intel are releasing up their new CPUs as so much as AMD as well. But hopefully MSI will do a few more tweaks to the case itself, give it a bit more airflow as well. But I can say here, so far for the Trident 3, what's in my studio at the moment, MSI have done an absolutely fantastic job. Guys, that's the end of the video. All our social media links will be in the description below. Hit that like button, follow all our social medias, and also we'll have the MSI URLs in there as well, so you guys can actually have a look at it for you personally if you are going to be buying one. But guys, I'll see you in the next one.